So, greetings, Guardians. A few of you might have gone through and read a bit of an article today in the gaming magazine called Game Informer. Now, there were four major topics that were covered today. The first thing was, or the four topics I want to talk about, Destiny recasting its most important character, Destiny the Taken King, the cover and the artwork, Destiny redesigning levels for player progression, and Destiny's 1 year legendary weapons and what's happening with those. So the first thing is, obviously I'll go through and we'll start with the Dinklebot and the voice actor being recast. So as many of you may know, that Ghost or Dinklebot, as we like to affectionately call him, was actually gone through and originally done by a voice actor by the name of Peter Dinklage. Now most of you will know him from Game of Thrones. But what they've done is they've gone through and replaced him by the voice actor by the name of Nolan North. Now he's worked on games before like Assassin's Creed and Uncharted, and I think a lot of you, when you hear his voice, will be very familiar with him once you put the two together, if you don't know who he is already. My thoughts on this. First of all, I think Peter Dinklage is an amazing actor. I love him in Game of Thrones. He really does own his role. I personally don't think it was anything to do with his abilities as an actor. Did we need to recast him? Probably not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that, guys, I think that Peter Dinklage could have done a lot better job if he had been given maybe a better script, maybe a better storyline, or any storyline would probably help. But I think it was more the fact that it was what they was writing for. I don't think it was the actor's ability that stopped him from being able to perform. And let's face it, there are a few good scenes in Destiny where Peter really does bring the character to life. My personal favourite scene between your character and Dinklebot is when you're actually going to the reef and you're meeting the Queen for the first time, and he turns around and says to you something along the lines of, "Well, don't look at me, this is your idea." Or when he was talking about going to the reef, he says, "Can't we just stay here with the murderous monsters?" Those two lines, I think, or even the DOS joke, DOS is more complicated. As you can tell, we've done those missions a few times. But like I said, I think that Peter's abilities in the game were never in question. I do believe it was the scripts that he was given. I do believe he sort of had his hands tied behind his back when it come to Bungie and what he could and couldn't do. I did read the article, and it does seem that they are giving the character more personality. But not only are they changing it for the Taken King, but they're going back and redoing all the voice work for all the other previous missions that we've all done. Now, while this is a little bit exciting because of the fact that we've woken the hive will sound a little bit different, and then the past 5,000 times I've done that missions for the Queen's Bounties. I liked Peter's character, and I'd hate to think that he's sort of been replaced because Bungie had a bad script, or because Bungie sort of tied the actor's arms behind his back and said, "Hey, work with this." So did he need to be replaced? I don't think so. I'm going to ask this question on Twitter, so if you have an opinion, please hit me up on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm really kind of sad that Peter Dinklage is no longer in it. I think he could have done a lot better job if he had been given the complete tools. But that said, obviously, I hope the new actor Nolan North does an amazing job. And it sounds like Destiny's or Bungie's sort of turned around and given him more personality and as much as they want to, and made the actor or the voice acting for it a little bit more interesting. So that is obviously something that obviously is something that is obviously very interesting, and hopefully it will add a little bit more excitement to the role. Not only excitement, but a little bit more emphasis and maybe a little bit more importance, because let's face it, all he seems to do is open doors. The second thing that is covered today was the Destiny the Taken King artwork. Basically, it's a hunter, a warlock, and a titan, all in their poses, facing off against the boss, Oryx. The artwork looks really good. I actually really do like it. I think it is amazing artwork, and it definitely does look good. There's not too much on the enemies. It's basically just Oryx with his great big wings, and there's three of them all taking shots, or lining up to take shots at him. So definitely something that was interesting. But if you want to check the artwork, please check the description below. I will put it in there as well. Destiny redesigning leveling from 1 to 40. So guys, the old leveling system is going to go kaput. Our new level ranking is going to be 1 to 40. Now they've been a little bit vague on what this means and what not. They have said that weapons and armor continue to provide an increased power to your character, with new gear unlocking for you as you level up. So that kind of makes it sound that maybe, you won't just get experience to level up your gear. Maybe you'll have to wait for your gear to be fully level, let you go up a level before you can upgrade something. Not quite sure how it's going to work. But they also were told by Destiny's loot system will now pay closer attention to the loot you already have received when determining an appropriate drop. So players more consistently receiving armor than weapons, providing meaningful power growth, various in gear slots from one drop to the next, fewer drops of items that players already obtained. So basically what that means, guys, is like, for example, I was chasing, I wanted a Black Hammer for each of my characters. I also wanted a Fang for each of my characters, and I also wanted a Gjallarhorn for each of my characters, plus Vision of Confluence. So basically what that means now, guys, it looks like if you're going to go through and do the raid, say you get maybe there's a scout rifle for the weapon. If you've already got it with your Titan, it seems like you're going to get a less drop or a less chance to get it when your Titan reruns the raid. Which is good in some ways, because obviously it means that you have a better chance of getting the other gear, boots, helmet, chest armor, other guns, whatever it may be. But it also means that if you go through and do a raid with your hunter and you don't get it, and then you go through and rerun it again, that chances are you mightn't necessarily get gear that you already have. So for example, I've got Black Hammer with my hunter, and I've done it 1 week, and then the next week I come through and say I've given that Black Hammer to my other character, my Titan, and then I want my hunter to run through the raid again. That means that that character has less a chance of getting the drop. So switching weapons around might necessarily be a good idea, because if you start switching your guns around 3 or 4 times, you're not going to remember who's originally got it. And I can see how this sort of might cause a bit of an issue. So guys, obviously there's good and bad with everything. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like the fact that it's going to take notice of what you've already got. There were guys in our raid team who never got a Vision of Confluence, and basically quit playing on the Xbox because he was just so over not getting a Gjallarhorn or not getting Vision of Confluence. And this is 6 or 12 months and he still hasn't got Vision of Confluence. And this is a guy that runs the raids, several times. It's not like he's just done it, a handful of times and that's it. So there's always going to be good and bad, I suppose, but obviously that's definitely something that people are definitely interested in what you guys think. Let us know in the... I'll also run that as a topic as well on Twitter. Feel free to let us know on Twitter or in the comment section below what you guys think. This is the big thing. So Destiny's Year 1 legendary weapons stay behind in Year 2. Okay. This is something that I am very disappointed about. I'll explain why. I have spent a lot of time upgrading all 3 of my Fangs. In fact, I've only just finished upgrading my 3rd one just recently, because I only just recently got it. I have approximately, what, a month until the Taken King comes out, and it seems like those 3 Fangs of Ute are going to become nice heavy paperweights after the first month or 2. Now, considering the amount of time it took me to upgrade the gun, the amount of bounties I had to do, it wasn't so much the time and do it, I just smashed out 12 bounties or something like that and upgraded the thing in a day or 2. But it's just the fact that a lot of us have gone to the trouble and effort of upgrading these guns, and now they're going to be useless. And not only that, but Fatebringer is an amazing pistol. The perks on it are amazing. You know, Black Hammer, love it as a sniper rifle. Fang, love it. Vision, love it. You know, these are raid weapons that we've ran the raid for several times over and over and over, just on the chance of getting these guns. And obviously, yeah, okay, they're going to be important for the first month or so, or the first few days, or whatever it is. But as soon as they start getting these other rifles and other guns from the Taken King, what are we going to do with these? The guns that we've spent so long playing with, that we're going to spend so long upgrading. What are we going to do? Just sit there and dismantle them? Like obviously the ray guns and the weapons will always hold on to. I'll never delete all of my Black Hammers, and I will never delete all of my Fang of Utes. You know, I might just keep 1 or 2 or 3. I'm not sure what I'll do yet. See how much room I've got left in the vault. But judging from the weapons that we've got from House of Wolves, those weapons weren't anything special. I've kept a few of them, but just because of the off chance that I don't actually have a pistol, or I don't actually have a fusion rifle, or whatever it may be, that it is ARC. And that's the only reason I've kept them. I don't know what you guys think, but personally I was really unimpressed with the weapons that dropped in House of Wolves. To be honest, excuse my French, but I thought they were pretty shitty. The weapons that we got from the Vault of Glass were always excellent, and I love the fact that we could upgrade them to 365. And I tell you what, I have used Vision of Confluence so much in Prisoner of Elders. That thing is a beast. Fang of Ute, love the fact that I've upgraded it to 365. It's another thing, it's another beast in Prisoner of Elders. And you know, all this time that was spent with Ethnic Light and going through and upgrading all our weapons and running the raids and running the Prisoner of Elders to upgrade these things to 365. What's the point if our guns are going to be obsolete within the first few hours, as I've said? Now, you know, like I say, as they quoted saying, I definitely feel like some of our players are ready to play with some new toys. Yeah, great, Luke. Yeah, we are. But that doesn't mean we want you to get rid of our old guns. We don't want a nice, lovely, heavy paperweight that we call a Black Hammer. So I'm really hoping that they're going to change this. Maybe find some way to upgrade the guns to level to year 2. Obviously, these guns are going to be important when we first run the raid. But guys, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this? Are you annoyed as I am? Or do you support this? Let us know in the comment section below. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you think on that. But guys, to be honest, my personal opinion, I'm really quite annoyed at this. You know, like, I've got 3 Black Hammers, 3 Fangs of Ute, 3 Vision of Confluences. You know, obviously the exotics they reckon are going to be upgradable. Great, terrific. I still got my Galahorn, which obviously is going to get a nerf soon. But these other guns, you know, they went through and they reckon they're going to go through and buff and nerf a whole stack of these guns. And they're going on about specifically mentioning Black Hammer. Well, what's the point in nerfing the gun if it's going to be a lovely paperweight after the first few hours? Why did you bother going through it and working out the weapon balancing when you're going to be forcing us, or not forcing us, but saying, hey, you can still use your gun, it's 365, but by why? Look at this brand new sniper rifle. It's got bigger impact and damage. I know obviously there might be a situation where they're talking about possibly getting rid of damage or changing how it all works. If that's the case, then obviously I can sort of see why, but there must be some way of converting all the old guns to the new system. But Anyway, guys, that's my rant. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do you like this idea? Are you excited for the new guns? And yeah, let's have a chat about it on comment section, because to be honest, I'm really not happy with it. Remember, this video was successful, or not successful, but if it helps at all, please feel free to hit a like, subscribe for obviously the content when it comes out, and obviously always check out my Twitter for if you want any information or anything like that. I'm more than welcome to try and answer some questions for you guys. Have a great night, Guardians. Enjoy yourself and have a great night.